A new bill requires parental consent for certain kinds of birth control.
Yeah, a lawmaker proposed the measure after seeing WMAR-2 News Mallory Sofastai's report on a 16-year-old girl who received a birth control implant while at school. Her mom says she only found out after her daughter started experiencing, the side effects.
In a story you'll see only on Channel 2, WMAR-2 News Mallory Sofastaii has more on the legislation and those who proposed it.
The bill wouldn't impact minors' access to oral contraceptives, Plan B, even birth control injections. It's specific to contraceptives that are implanted or inserted. Procedures Delegate Neil Parrott considers invasive and believes parents need to sign off on. The bill is based off of a parent's distressing discovery. Nicole Lambert learned from her child's pediatrician that her 16-year-old had Nexplanon, a form of long-acting reversible contraception implanted in her arm, and it wasn't by her doctor.
As I asked her, she was like, Baltimore City. Like, where Baltimore City you go at? She was like, the school did it. The nurse at the school.
Lambert received calls from the school for other medications, but never this.
They call me for Tylenol, but they don't call me about birth control.
And she says she only found out after her daughter started complaining about headaches and a pain in her arm.
As far as where they put it at, it was incorrectly inserted and they had to rush and take it out of her.
To avoid complications such as blood clots, it was recommended the contraceptive be removed.
I instantly started crying because just to hear that your child anything could happen to your child and you not even know what's going on, it's a scary feeling.
I was very upset. I mean, how can this be going on in our schools?
Like Lambert, Delegate Neil Parrott wasn't aware of a nearly 50-year-old law giving minors the right to receive contraceptive services without parental consent, even in school.
It's time to update that law that's 50 years old. That just doesn't make sense. I think at that time they were probably just talking birth control pills to allow schools to be able to do that. And this bill doesn't affect that at all. That can still happen.
His bill, which is sponsored by 3 other delegates, would require parental consent for inserted or implanted contraceptive devices, such as Nexplanon or IUDs.
It just makes sense.
But it doesn't to Rebecca Timish with Advocates for Youth. To her, it's not logical. It's an encroachment on minors' rights.
We feel that it's a slippery slope towards chipping away at young people's access to care in the state of Maryland.
Instead of pointing the finger at the law or a person's age, Timish believes it falls to parents.
What I say to parents is if you want to be involved in your child's healthcare choices and their healthcare, then that's on you actually to be creating that trust with your child, to become an askable parent, and to be someone that your child feels comfortable to, because that's the easiest way to get the information, right?
But there's still information Lambert and her attorney haven't been able to get from the school system, including did the nurse review her daughter's medical history? Was there any kind of follow-up? And how many other parents are also in the dark. The attorney representing Lambert doesn't think the bill goes far enough in protecting students because it still leaves open the possibility of a school performing injections on students. Of the bill sponsors, none were from Baltimore City, and we've reached out to the 16 delegates representing Baltimore for their take on the bill.
And the bill was referred to the Health and Government Operations Committee, and it hasn't yet been scheduled for a hearing.
To see Lambert's full story and responses from other school systems on their birth control policies, click on this story on our website at WMAR2news.com.